Hey guys, so I'm going to be testing out a couple of new products today that I bought from Ulta, but before I get started on that, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about some of the other products that I have on my face right now. So I started my makeup with Lush Snow Fairy lip mask. I always start with a lip mask because by the time I get through my other products, then my lips are nice and hydrated because any lip products that you use will go on better if your lips are nice and hydrated. Okay, so then I used my Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer, which I did a whole video about this new primer from Milani. And I am combining that now with the Prolux foundation that I did 2 videos about. This is in the shade Ivory. And what I do now is I do 1 pump on a palette, and I can't even use the whole pump because it's so concentrated that this is as much as I need. If I put that full pump on my face, it would be too much. I don't know how I did 2 pumps in that video that I did the first video. That's why it's better to wait to use something at least twice before you do a video about it, because yeah, this is just so concentrated that I can't even use 1 full pump to do my whole face. So I got to figure out a way to be able to pump less than 1 pump onto my palette. And then I've changed up a little bit how I'm doing my concealer. You probably know if you watch my videos that I use the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer in 1C. Well, I tried putting a little bit of LA Girl Pro.Conceal Corrector on first, and works even better with a corrector. This is so good that it almost doesn't even need a corrector, but it worked. Okay, on my eyes, I used a little bit of my Beauty Creations Pastel Please Color Base Primer in Starstruck. Eyeshadows go on so much better over a colored base. It just makes them pop even more, especially if you're using inexpensive eyeshadows that don't have a lot of pigment to them. And since it's spring, even though my outside thermometer says that it's only like, I don't know, 30 something degrees right now, and the high is only going to be 40 today. It is spring, so I've been, for the last few weeks, been using a lot of pastel colors. So I pulled out my Beauty Intuition Pretty Pastels palette, and that's what I have on my eyes today. And then I used my Ioni blue eyeliner, CoverGirl Lashblast Supercloud mascara. This is such a nice mascara. And on my lips, I have on the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Violet Smoke that I bought recently. And if you're looking for like a pale pastel type lip liner, this is going to give you the color that you want to mute out your lip color a little bit, because I have bright pink lips naturally, which isn't conducive to a lot of lip products. Because I found this yesterday at a Dollar Tree. It's the Beauty Intuition lip gloss in, I think it's just called pink. Oh great, it doesn't have the name on it, but yeah, I think it's just called pink. But this is such a pale pink that it does mute out my lips, but I knew I was going to have to line and fill in my lips with something like this. And even though this is technically violet, I think they are very close in color. So this is supposed to be a dupe for the Rare Beauty one at Sephora, but I've never tried that, so I can't say if it is or not. I know the packaging is basically the same. Hard Candy also makes lip glosses with this type of packaging. So anyway, let's get into 4 minutes later. By the way, if you used to watch me on TikTok, I have stopped making videos on TikTok because I just don't like to be restricted to 10 minutes. Usually I have more than that to say about things, you know? So that is why, in case you were curious, why I'm not on TikTok anymore. All right, so the 2 products that I'm going to try out today, The first thing is by Essence. It is the Essence Baby Gut Bronzing Stick in number 20 Moon Dust. Now, technically, it's being marketed as a bronzer, but really, this is a contour because, wait till I show you. Now, you don't have to buy this shade, obviously, but if you have fair or light skin and you're looking for a nice cool tone bronzer, this could be the solution. I don't know. We will find out. But see how that's such a cool light brown? So we're going to try this out today. I'm going to use my Real Techniques. I've had this so long, I don't even think that, yeah, it says contour brush on there. I was going to say I've had this brush so long that the writing is probably worn off, but I could just barely still read it. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit, and it is a cream, so that's going to be a little bit trickier to work with. So I'm going to put a little bit on my brush, suck in my cheeks. See how when I suck in my cheek, it makes a line right here? Right where the line stops is where I like to start with my contour. And this has like a tropical scent to it, so if you don't like face products that have scent, you may not like that, but as long as it doesn't break out my skin, I actually like scented products as long as they don't smell like flowers. All right, I'm just dabbing a little bit more to do the other side. This is the only shade in the line that is cool tone. The rest of the options are warmer and more like a typical bronzer. Wow, that's really making my skin red, huh? I wonder if that's going to calm down now. I'm going to contour my entire face with this. I usually do the hairline. Excuse me. Fortunately, I keep a bottle of water right next to me so that I don't have a coughing fit. I'm not sick, I just get dry throat. Okay, and then I showed you this trick in a video recently. If you want to make your chin look longer or your neck slimmer, go right under your chin and just dab your contour product right underneath, because any kind of cool toned shadow like that is going to make everything recede. So it's going to make my neck look a bit smaller, which in turn will make my chin look a little bit longer. If you don't have a short chin, then you don't need to do that. It's just for all you people out there that were not blessed with a chin that was long enough. So that is, see, now that my skin has calmed down a little bit, because as soon as I touch my skin with a brush, it automatically gets red. All the blood comes to the surface. So see, now it's calmed down a bit, but I don't know about this. It doesn't look like, I mean, I don't even see the color because it's blended into my skin, but the jury is still out on that. First impressions are sometimes tough, I think cream contours are a little trickier to work with than powder because they're harder to see on your skin when they blend in. Now, this next product I am so excited about trying. It is the brand new Morphe Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio, and I got the shade Apres-Ski. How cute is that? Big giant M for Morphe. Now, people are comparing this to the Patrick Ta blush palettes, but I don't know why they're doing that, because the Patrick Ta blush duos, one is a cream, one is a powder, are two products, and this is a trio. So I would say this is more comparable to the one size face palettes by Patrick Starr that are at Sephora. So this has a mirror, and then this is a powder blush on the bottom. I got the pink one. And then there's like a little trap door. And when you open the trap door, it has two cream products. It has one solid color cream blush, and then it has like a blush lighter situation. So if you know me, you know I do like to use the Patrick Ta blush method, which is quite unusual because he puts a powder down first, then he goes in with the creams. And maybe I should do a swatch first, huh? I should swatch all three of these products for you so you can see. It's so pretty, I almost hate to mess it up. All right, so this is the cream blush, this is the shimmery highlighter, and then we have a powder. So that's what they look like on my fingers. And then I didn't really swatch the powder one very well. So let me add a little more to that. So the powder one is quite light actually, and then the cream ones are quite pigmented. So that's what the swatch looks like. Let me get this all off my hands and I'll be right back. All right, so based on those swatches, this is going to be a little tricky, guys, because the powder blush is no problem, but those cream blushes are pigmented. So if I want to try out both products, it's going to be tough. But let's go into the powder blush first with my Essence blush brush. And I'm just going to start by, I pressed it in once. So let's just put that much product on my face. Ooh, that's pretty just by itself without doing anything else. Yeah, see now to me that's the right amount of blush. I don't like a lot of blush because my skin is very pink naturally, and but in the interest of showing this off, you know what? Let's, oh boy. I don't feel like I can do both. I know it's going to be too much. And I don't want to do one on one cheek and one on the other because I have to go out. All right, you know what? We're going to do the blush later, which is the one in the middle. Maybe what I can do is in a future video, I can use the other one because, yeah, it would look crazy. Actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Maybe we can do a little tiny bit of this super bright cream one. All right, let's just do a very light press in there. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, I thought it was going to look crazy. So I have a light layer of all three blushes. Okay, that's pretty. And there obviously are other shades to choose from, but I really wanted the pink. Lord knows I do not need any more pink blushes in my collection, but I couldn't help myself. So this is very nice. So this is, how much did I pay? $19, I think it was, at Ulta. So that breaks down to $6 and change a piece. And I love these color coordinated type of blush palettes. Revolution just came out with one too, but I think it's online only on Ulta's website. They don't have them in stores, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would love to try one of those too. I don't really like to order online too much, but yeah. So this is less than half the price of a Patrick Ta or a Patrick Star palette. So I think this is way more affordable for the average person. But I really like this, and I'm glad I bought it. The jury's out on the Essence blush or contour stick, whichever you care to categorize this as. I'm not sure about that. I think I prefer powder when it comes to contour. But I really like that blush palette, but face palette by Morphe. Very nice. I might have to take a look at the other colors. No, I don't need any more blushes. I have so many blushes already. No, I'm gonna talk myself out of that. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.